I always loved rock, and so did my family. Every day we would always insert countless albums into our old radio and just fill our house with many songs. Hell, my father used to be in a rock band, but it only lasted about 2 months, and they got in one little concert. Right after that, the band got into this big argument and broke up. However, there was a silver lining. At that concert, he met my mum. So it was clear that the love of rock ran on both sides of the family, and it was only natural that I would constantly listen to it, at home, at school, even at church sometimes. But several weeks ago, on a traumatic Friday, everything that had to do with music changed for me. It was the last class of the day. Everyone in my junior English class was excited for the weekend, making it a rather noisy period. We had a substitute that day, so I was pretty chill in class too. She allowed people to listen to music, so I just sat in the back of the large classroom and listened to my obvious favourite genre of music while I was doing an assignment for another class. But right before both the song that was playing and the assignment I was doing could be finished, that bastard asshole Marvin walks up to me when I wasn't noticing and cuts my skull candy earbuds with a pair of scissors, severing the cord that connected my earbuds to the jack. Enraged by what he just did, I slam my hands on the desk and stand up, yelling out, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Robin!" Hearing my name being called by the substitute teacher, I turned my head to look at her face become red, and she'd already had a yellow slip of paper in her left hand. "I will absolutely not tolerate any profanity." As she said that, she gives me my referral for detention, and before I could try and defend my case, that annoying ass school bell rings, and then all my classmates hurry out the classroom, eager to start their weekend. Sighing, I throw the ruined earphones into the waste bin at the side of the door as I left. After I served my hour of detention, I walked home, and as I walked it began to rain. Perfect. It wasn't really the best way to start the weekend, and it certainly didn't help with the crappy mood I was in. As I walked, I felt something under my shoe. Huh? Stepping back, I see a pair of dark red earphones, which seem to be in perfect condition. After looking at them for about 10 seconds, I decided to pick them up, wanting to hurry and get out of the rain into my home. I was already pretty close now. After getting the house key from under the mat, I used it to get in. My parents were going to be gone for the weekend for a rock concert in a different town, so I had the whole house to myself. Before I closed the door behind me, I noticed that the rain had stopped, in a surprising instant. The clouds began to go away, leaving my wet shoes by the door. I walk upstairs and go into my room. Taking off my jacket, I let myself fall on the bed and pull the red earphones out, which I found, which to my surprise were dry. They also didn't appear to have a logo at all, which didn't really concern me all too much. They were in perfect condition, so I went ahead and popped the jack into my MP3 and tested them out with Bohemian Rhapsody. It was one of the best experiences I've ever heard. It played the music flawlessly, and take it from a guy who's had Beats, Skull Candy, and Shaw. Those three brands combined couldn't possibly have anything on these earbuds. From Queen to Led Zeppelin to Rolling Stones and the Beatles, I happily rocked my head through the bands. But after about half an hour of listening to songs, all of a sudden it stops playing. I look over my MP3 and out of nowhere, a buzzing noise is heard within the earbuds. I felt my heart sink. I unplugged and replugged the logoless earbuds about 5 times, but the same buzzing noise still played. And for some reason, whenever I heard that noise, it triggered this seriously uneasy feeling in me. Because of that, I just sighed, unplugged them for the last time, and tossed them in the garbage bin. As they hit the bin, I hear a crash in the house. Then our caged dog Arthur barking. Having been felt distraught because of the buzzing noise that the earbuds gave off, I quickly go for my wooden baseball bat I kept under my bed, then rush downstairs yelling out, "Who's there?" As I got downstairs, I come across a panicking teenage dirty blonde-haired girl that was hurriedly picking up the piece of a shattered portrait that had one of my family photos in it. "Mandy?" My girlfriend stared up at me, her eyes wide. "Oh my god, Robin, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it, I swear." I just sighed in relief and dropped the bat. "Mandy, don't worry about it." I went over and hugged her, feeling her heart racing with panic. "Why didn't you tell me you were coming?" Sniffling, she spoke to me. I heard that you had some seriously crappy day, so I wanted to surprise you. I came in through your kitchen window. Smiling and laughing, I broke the hug and leaned to give her a kiss to help her calm down. And it worked. As she smiled in relief, I grabbed her hands. Want to go upstairs? A naughty smile came across her face as she nodded. We both go upstairs, still holding each other's hands, and I go into my room. Closing the door, we both sit on my bed. We just kiss. Still not breaking the passionate kiss, I gently lay her down on her back. Afterwards, I closed my eyes, but only for a brief 4 seconds, as I felt something oddly moist on her face. We both open our eyes and I immediately see a drop of blood on her upper lip, which is followed by 2 more drops that slowly slid down her face. I was having a nosebleed. Oh my god! She immediately gets out of my gentle hold and sits up. Ew! As she sat on the bed, being utterly grossed out, I hurried to my desk to get my tissue box, getting one out and quickly wipe off my blood from her face, holding my other hand to my nose as I wiped it off. Mandy, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I reached over to my tissue box to pull another out, but it was empty. I'm gonna go clean out my nose in the bathroom. Promise you'll stay? I looked at her with a serious look, then she silently nodded her head. I get out of the room, then go across the hall to the bathroom. After cleaning up my bloody nose, I look at the red nostril in the mirror and wondered how on earth that happened. But my train of thought was interrupted by a blood-curdling scream across the hall. My eyes widened, and I shot out of the bathroom to see my girlfriend run out screaming. Mandy, what's wrong? I ran after her as she sprinted downstairs. As I began to go downstairs, I feel something touch my back, which results in me falling down the stairs. I get up, covered in bruises, and see that Mandy had left the front door open. I limped outside and looked around. There was no sign of her. My eyes then widened in much suspicion as I limped back inside to get my wooden baseball bat that I left sitting downstairs, and then I could go upstairs as fast as I could. I entered my room and saw those damned earbuds laying on my bed, connected to a white iPod with a cute little butterfly charm. The butterfly charm that I bought for my girlfriend. I went and plugged one bud in my ear, and all I heard was that buzzing sound. Feeling so much anxiety when I heard it, I immediately yanked it out my right ear, and holding the headphones tight in my fist, I threw them on my wooden desk. Those earphones, I thought to myself, panting in a fit of growing rage. Without even giving it a second thought, I lunged forward with my weapon and began swinging down on the device, hitting it many times with all I've got in an effort to smash its pieces. But this only resulted in me completely breaking my desk in half. The same thing with the wooden bat. But somehow, the earbuds were still flawless. Picking them up, I got a pair of scissors that were on the broken desk and tried to cut them. But it didn't work. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't cut it. What are you? As I asked the question, I hear that same buzzing noise from the earbuds in response. Feeling 1,000 times more aggravated at the very sound, I quickly limped downstairs back with them. I watched my back. I was careful not to fall this time. I went over to the kitchen and opened my spice cabinet, then pulled out half a bottle of barbecue sauce out of total rage and desperation. I opened it and poured it all over the earphones, which stopped making that annoying buzzing noise when it got completely drenched. After using just about the rest of it, I opened the cage to the sleeping family dog, then dropped the barbecue sauce-soaked device in front of the canine. Come on, boy, eat! I repeated over and over, but it just stared at the earbuds, tilting its head. At that moment, the device began to make the buzzing noise again, which drove Arthur into a big frenzy. He barked furiously and loudly at the device, which made me jump. He's never been like this before. He'd always been usually a friendly dog. After a few minutes of continued barking, Arthur whimpered, then began to hurry to the still open front door with his tail between his legs. Arthur, wait! He only responded with another whimper. I tried to give chase, but I ended up tripping and falling as the poor thing exited the house. Getting up, I turned to look at the earbuds that were on the kitchen floor still. The barbecue sauce was now on the floor and off the device, as if it just slid off. Damn you! Getting up, I rushed towards the earbuds, ignoring the pain on my left ankle and my bruises, and grabbed them. I rush out to the backyard and head straight for the shed. Once inside, I toss the earphones on a work table, then find a red container of kerosene. Unscrewing the top, I get a box of matches on the ground and quickly drenched it with the flammable liquid. Lighting a match, I toss it on the earbuds, not giving a single shit about what could happen to the shed, but it was no use. The earbuds didn't appear to be melting, and all that was happening was just a shitload of smoke being produced from the flaming earbuds. Coughing and hacking because of all the smoke, I get out the shed, and as I turned to look at the burning shed, I see somebody walk out of it. And, to my biggest surprise, it was me. That was all I could remember. I was woken up by a fire truck and police sirens. My whole house was on fire. I was handcuffed and sitting inside a police car. I wasn't able to absorb what was happening at the moment. When I got taken to juvenile hall, I watched on the TV that a boy had broken into his neighbours' homes, stole kerosene, gasoline and just about every other flammable substance from them, leaving behind dead, charred corpses in his path, and then soaked his whole house with the flammable liquids he stole and lit it all on fire. I was dumbfounded to see my name and a picture on the news report. I, standing at the top of my burning house, and was wrapped around my neck with those red earbuds. I was smiling at the camera, and had my thumbs up, as if I was approving or congratulating someone. But whoever was in that picture, just couldn't possibly be me.